So we're here today on the Davidson River, right beside the Bobby N. Setzer State Fish Hatchery. And if you love fishing as much as I love fishing in Western North Carolina, today's topic is going to be really important to you because we're talking about trout fishing in North Carolina. So I'm here today with Adam Motacek, who's the hatchery superintendent here at the Bobby N. Setzer Fish Hatchery. And Adam, we're fixing to go through a renovation here at Bobby N. Setzer. We're going to shut it down. Explain the why to us. Explain why we need this shutdown.
Well, Corey, this facility was built in the late 1950s. It has produced millions of fish for the anglers of North Carolina. And the infrastructure has kind of reached its capacity. It's in dire need of a renovation to essentially ensure that this program continues for the next 60, 70 years.
So can you explain to the public what are some of the things that are failing?
Infrastructure is on the verge of failing or is failing. Our raceways, which are made of concrete, they are crumbling, turning to dust. The crew has worked hard to patch those, but it's just Band-Aids. Our effluent valves don't work anymore, so they can't shut all the way, which means we lose a lot of water out of the facility. And our just the piping itself is extremely old and at any point in time could fail. And so, we as an agency want to be proactive, and before things get totally out of control and we lose a facility, it's just time for a renovation.
So a lot of times the public calls me, and obviously I don't work here, but they're asking why are we shutting it down now? And you talked about the crumbling infrastructure, but what if we had a catastrophic failure? What does that mean for the public?
Failure can come in a couple different ways. It might be a smaller failure where you lose a raceway of fish. Slightly larger failure may be you lose a section of raceways. Or an absolute catastrophic failure means you lose the whole facility. And the worst case scenario is there are no fish being stocked from Bobby N. Setzer State Fish Hatchery for upwards of 5 years.
So hopefully the renovation will start maybe sometime next year in 2025, and we'll have about a 3 to 4 year period where the hatchery will be shut down. So what will be some of those new improvements that we'll have to the new facility?
One just being water treatment infrastructure. We currently do not have any of that on station. We're looking at drum filtration, vortex separators, UV treatment. Well, what that does is it provides healthier water for trout. Water has silt in it. Water has ubiquitous pathogens in it that exist in nature that come into the facility and can essentially stress those fish out, make you sick, and unfortunately sometimes you die from that.
So Adam, what are some of the other new features that'll be at the new facility?
One of the big things is really just the facility layout. This facility was old. It was designed to produce a certain number of fish, so it was designed a certain way. We have outpaced those numbers a long time ago, and so the new facility will be designed from a standpoint of raceways, our oxygenation systems more efficiently to hopefully raise more fish. As a lot of people know, this facility was damaged by a tropical storm in 2021. So one of the things we're doing is we're building a wall around the raceways. We're increasing elevation. We're actually putting in big recirc pumps essentially to isolate the facility during flooding events. It'll hopefully allow us to be more flexible and be able to withstand some of these tropical events that happen in the future. Also, one of the big things is a structure over top the raceways, the outside raceways. There's a couple reasons we're doing that. One is to essentially eliminate predation at the facility. Two is obviously to provide shade for fish. Trout enjoy living in the shade, cooler water, so that'll minimize stress on fish. And then third, it'll lower the impact of water discharging into the Davidson River from a standpoint of temperature. Right now it runs through essentially 1,000 feet of raceways. In the blazing sun, it can heat up. With the roof, there'll be no heating of the water.
Well, this is what it's all about, being able to come out to Western North Carolina and fish our great trout streams. So that's why we're doing the Setzer renovation. So join us over the next 3 to 5 years as we renovate Setzer. If you'd like to know more, follow the QR code on the screen or visit ncwildlife.org.